Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Basically today, I'll be teaching you on how to make a mug template with the proper printer settings, proper Photoshop settings as well, in order to achieve the sublimation for your mugs. So basically, what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna going to make the mug template for an 11 ounce mug. Now let's go ahead and start it. I'm just gonna go and have to click this file button in here and click the new button. Okay, so this is the part where you have to make sure about your settings when you're creating the template. So at first, of course, right, you have to name the template that you wanna made. For example, I'm just gonna go and use it as mug template sample. And when I make sure the document type is always custom when you're making the sizes, so you can adjust the width, height, color mode, and other things that you want to make some changes in here. But here's the settings that I always use for the 11 ounce. The width should be always 8 inches, and the height should be 3.3 inches as well. Resolution is always 300 pixel per inch, and the color mode supposed to be CMYK color. Um, okay, so I'm just gonna click the OK button here. All right, so right now, I'm just gonna go and click the unlock mode in here. So whenever we have to kind of like make some changes in the background and stuff like that. Okay, so reason I'm using Photoshop is because Photoshop can go ahead and remove any, let's say for example, backgrounds that I would like to attach in the mug, pictures that I would like to edit. This is the tool that I kind of like use, and it's pretty much easy. I'll make it easy for the tutorial so that for you to kind of like make some changes for your templates or pictures that you want to add on it. So let's say for example, I'll just kind of go and make it small here. I'll just drag the picture of the goldfish picture that we have in our birthday parties in here. Okay, so of course, right, you can attach it on your mug with no issues at all. Will be look like this. So we use the move tool. This is the one that you use for moving the pictures from one page to another. All you have to do is to make sure it's unlocked, drag it to the other page where your template is, and attach it in here. So because it's too big, of course, right, you want to resize it according to the size that you kind of like want to use, right? Um, here. So there you go. Okay, I have to click the check button there. Yeah, and kind of like decided, oh, I don't want to use the exact excess background in there. Um, Let me go ahead and teach you on how to remove it. So all you have to do is to click this button in here, which is the magic wand tool. Click it, make sure it's always on the magic wand tool there. And then once you click it, make sure that you click these sides that you don't want to remove. Sorry, you want to remove. Highlight it and hit the delete button. And after for the rest, same thing, highlight it, delete it, same process with the rest. Make sure that you kind of like clean all the excess images, so you have like a kind of like a clean backgrounds in there, right? So you can see the deleting it, and let's say for example you having a hard time deleting some part of it. There's what you call like eraser tool. Okay, so you have to click it and make sure, let's say for example, you can adjust the size and the hardiness of it. So right now I'll just kind of like select the this one because I normally use it, but of course, right, you can toggle it depending on what you kind of like want the size to be with. So just kind of going to use it this way, and just have to click the button. Okay, okay. So you can see we no longer have the background in there, right? So this will be the part where, of course, it will only highlight the picture that you want to include on the sublimation. But again, you don't have to do this. It depends on you. If you want to remove the background and only highlights the ones that you want to include it. Now that being said, let's move forward on adding some, for example, um, name or a person that you want to give the mug with. Um, let's say Bell. Okay, click the move tool here so we can move the word Bell. Okay, go. And always make sure that you put like some gaps on the side because if you kind of like put it so closer, it will gonna be like a different uh, kind of like image when you attach it on a mug because it's near almost the mug kind of like when you hold like the mug holder, kind of like near there. So a little bit of kind of like gaps in there. So at least make sure that the image will be somehow centered on the mug itself. Now, after this, I'll show you later on how to check it on how will it looks like. I'll give you a link. Um, will be included on the video tutorial or the link down below on the website. So on the YouTube channel. So yeah, all right. So let's go back in here. Let's say I decided to add some heart icon in here. Okay. So let's say I add it in there. Okay. Um, kind of like the have this heart button in here. Put it in there. Okay. Depends on the size that I wanted. And let's say I want to put that in there. Okay. So we're pretty much done with the template. So always make sure that if you're not satisfied with the color of this when you're going to print it, because some sublimation, what do you call this, like results are dull. That being said, it's because you have some settings on your what do you call this, like the printer that needs to be adjusted to, including on your computer. So if you notice that the colors are kind of like bright, if you think that's it's kind of like dull, you can adjust it from here on the curves. Click the curves, and then CMYK, make some adjustment. As you can see, it's kind of like getting a little bit darker. But if you kind of like want it to be more lighter, you can adjust it like dragging it a little bit down there. So but yeah, so this is kind of like the color adjustment that I normally use, especially if I notice that the color is dull. What I'm going to suggest is that try to print one first, and you have like a separate mug that only used for testing. Like leave some space for other pictures that you can use in the future for attaching or testing one of the prints that you made. So at least you don't want to spend so much in the mugs, especially if you kind of like making it a trial and error. What happened in there is that the more mugs you sublimate, of course, right, the more waste mugs that you won't no longer gonna use. So what I normally do is that on the mug itself, I kind of like attach small pictures of this, have a quick look. Does it kind of like satisfied me? Is the color kind of like okay for me? And if it's yes, then I save the settings of the pictures that I kind of created. So I can go ahead and create more, especially if people are asking for certain types of mugs and they want to order mugs with you. So yeah, okay. So let's go back in here. Okay, let's go back. Needs to be centralized. Okay, so we're gonna go and save this. Save as. Okay, and make sure that you're gonna go ahead and make it as a mug template, sample, and JPEG. Okay, so once you kind of like save it, okay, click OK. Go. Okay. So we're gonna go to a page in here. This is the one that I'm mentioning to you earlier. It's called 3dmockupper.com. It's kind of like a website that I've seen online that where you can make the mug kind of like samples to see how it looks like. So all you have to do is to click browse image. Okay, then let's look for the one that we just created, the mug template sample. Okay, as you can see, this is kind of like how your mugs is uh, gonna be look like though. So there you go. And there's the fish there. A little bit dull. So like I said earlier, you can go and adjust the color according to the CMYK settings. You can also adjust the black color if you want to have it more darker. So if you go back in here, let's say you want to make the letters to be more darker, the things that kind of like more darker in there, you can choose a black and then make some adjustment on it too. So pretty much it's kind of like how you kind of make the template. So from here, since as you can see, this one is the it's pretty much centralized from the way I can see it. um, And if you notice that the picture is not centered, I will suggest go back to your Photoshop and then just move it. After you move it, save it, delete the older one, upload it on the website, and then if you think that it's on the centered, then yeah, you should be good. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna go and show you is one big part of it. This is that because of course, right, you're gonna go and print it right now. So gonna go and Control P for printing the pictures or the template. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention because of course, right, you don't want to waste that part of the sublimation printer. My suggestion is that let's exit out, create the file, click click new. And then from here, let's say A4 mug template. So from here, you have to make sure the document type this time will be international paper. So the width should be always in inches because of course you use the inches on the other one. Make sure that use the inches part. Same YK color, go, click OK from here. Okay, so this is the one that we have now, the size. Now, I can't use this because pretty much this is the template that we created. You won't be able to drag it entirely, so it will be left with that kind of like transparent background. So since we saved it as a JPEG earlier, if you do remember, all you have to do is to file or pretty much let's go back there, drag it from here and put it there. So you have the template. So from here you can move it now. Some people might gonna go and say I cannot move it. I'm gonna have some issues on it. All you have to do is to make sure click that button there, um, lock button, make it unlock. Click the move button, and then from here, drag and hold it to the A4 template. So you have that in here. Now, as you can see, I want to make sure that I do have those borders in there on the side because, like I said earlier, it will be different with the you want it to be centered on the mug itself, right? So, let's say for example, you kind of like make some multiple copies of this, right? So, okay, so we have that in here. Just click the side here, click duplicate layer. Okay, there, copy it, and drag it. Same goes again. Create layer, copy to, and drag it. So, um, as usual, want to make sure that when you cut this paper, like have some patterns in here. Some people kind of like wants to have like some borders. Because me, I always kind of like do the sublimation, so I don't kind of like put any borders. But in order to make sure that you're kind of like having like separation between one picture to another, you can click one of the picture first and click the FX, put the stroke, and then from there, just choose a black color. We'll put the stroke mark in there, so you can see it's kind of like stroke as a line, like a guide. So same goes with the other stroke, black, and let's move to the rest. Um, X, stroke, and then black. Okay. So if you kind of like want to put it down a little bit, there you go. So you have now the borders in order to kind of like separate one picture to the other. Now, because before you print it, you make sure that the image itself is on a rotation like a mirror one, because when you put it on a mug, it will be you kind of like putting the part of the paper that has sublimation ink on it, and then press it with the mug presser, right? So always make sure before you do the printing, make sure you kind of like flip the canvas to horizontal. So when you kind of like kind of like hug this template to the mug itself and then you sublimate it, it will be the other way around when you kind of like when the final product is done. So yeah, okay. So last part, which is the most special part of this. What we're using for the sublimation is the printer jacks. Basically, this company do have their ICC settings in order for you to achieve the picture color won't be dull and kind of like achieve the right color that you wanted to have. So always make sure that if you don't order inks from printer jacks, because we got ours from Amazon, you can reach out to the supplier of your sublimation ink and ask them if they have ICC profile. But for me, we do have that one. So basically, what happens is that they will give you. I'll give you the instructions on the bottom there, on the link. On how to kind of like attach it on your computer, or I can go ahead and create another video after this, which is it will kind of like a quick instructions on how to attach the ICC profile in there. So let me go ahead and click the Control P here because we're pretty much done in this template. You can see here my printer is Epson, so 2760 series. Okay, and make sure that the color handling always adjust it to Photoshop Manage Colors. So as you can see, the printer profile here is showing Epson IJ Printer 07. However, I will have to change it to the ICC sublimation of the printer's jack. So I just have to hover down here on the bottom because it's kind of like a sublimation part in here when I added it on this on my computer. It will be like this because I believe when I download the profile and attach it on the Windows PC, what happened is that it gave me this printer profile on a list after I'm adding it. So yeah, and then make sure that you also click the print settings. For some reason, this is work for us. I don't know if it's gonna work for you or not, but you can try it. But on Epson 2760, what I do is that the paper type, I put it to ultra premium photo paper glossy. Okay, um, click the more options there. Make sure the high speed is unchecked, so we'll kind of like have those lines when you do the printing. Okay. Also, just want to let you know that when you select this ultra premier photo paper glossy paper type, the printer might ask that it has a different on the screen main screen of the Epson. We're gonna go and ask you that it doesn't match with the settings of the one that you select. Just click OK and proceed. Once you got the final results of the kind of like the output of the printer, you'll notice that the picture itself is more clearer and kind of like have more colors than regular let's say uh, a plain paper, bright white paper, whatever kind of like other settings that I choose in here because I tested this already, but pretty much the ultra premium photo paper glossy is the one that really kind of like achieve the real colors for the sublimation that we've done so far. So yeah, so once you click OK, just hit the print and it will submit the pictures to the the ones that the template that you created on your printer, and then from there all you have to do is to cut it on the borders. once you cut it on the borders, kind of like the stroke that we created. Make sure that, by the way, you have to make sure that you're inside the picture. Like the borders should be cut off too. Like you don't want those lines to be added on your mugs, because one of the mistake that we done so far in the past is that when you cut the uh, paper outside and the lines of the borders are still there, when you hit them on the mugs, you will see those lines. So always make sure that you're cutting inside. Like you kind of like have those squares or stroke to be gone, like when you cut it and when you attach it to the mug. So yeah. Yeah, so after this, all you have to do is to click print and you should be good to go. So in the next video, I'm gonna go in and show you the how to sublimate this templates into the mugs with the proper settings. And at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and show you as well the ICC profile, in order to achieve more brighter colors and not the dull images when you do the sublimation. So, but for now, I'll end up this video. Hope that kind of helps you when you're doing your first sublimation process and stuff. But yeah, just click like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. So for more videos, and you will be notified on the new videos that we'll be uploading. So thank you. Bye bye.